Medical knowledge has and will continue to grow exponentially. We would hope that this would translate to improved patient care, but there are many barriers to effective and equitable integration. With every new pathology, diagnostic test, or therapeutic, the cognitive load on providers and trainees increases. This leads to fatigue, burnout, and shortcuts. Finally, we all have biases that may prevent us from recognizing the appropriate diagnosis across diverse individuals. One of the keys to overcoming these difficulties are through more analytic and systematic approaches, rather than just intuition, which can be confounded by these biases. Using a logical framework can help translate medical knowledge to patient care. One recently popularized approach is through a diagnostic schema. These are visual tree-like representations that can guide diagnostic thinking and next steps for choosing tests wisely. Groups such as the Clinical Problem Solvers, GrepMed, DDXOf, and others have created some of these helpful frameworks, but they currently have many challenges. For example, they are not editable. If you wanted to add a new branch to the diagnostic tree, you would have to completely redraw it. And there are no simple tools to create high-quality new schemas. Finally, final schemas are often published by a single individual or a small group. Instead, I envisioned a tool that would allow schemas to be easy editable with new information and totally flexible to rearrangements. It would be simple, open source, and created for medical trainees by medical trainees. Finally, it would be collaborative using existing platforms. And the result is a web application I present here. Hi, my name is Evonne, and this is how you use my web app tool to create, edit, and visualize these medical diagnostic schemas. Let's work through an example where I'll first start sketching out my ideas. Let's think about a patient with chest pain. I start to consider my differential diagnoses. To convert this sketch to a high-quality PDF, let's go to the web tool at diagnostic-schema.herokuapp.com. Then, under the Directions tab, click on the button to go to the Google Sheets template. You'll want to make a copy of this Google Sheet to your own Google account so that you can edit and store your own schemas. At the bottom, you can see the different sheets. The first is an example so you can get some inspiration, but today we want to start with a blank template. Let's rename it Chest Pain. Every schema starts out with a node at the top and then branches out into many leaves. Like our sketch, we want our top node to say chest pain. We edit this in the name column. We then want all of our other diagnoses to be connected to the chest pain node via arrows. We simply just add our other diagnoses in the name column and then connect them to the chest pain node using the second column with the dropdowns. Now let's visualize this with the web app. Simply copy the Google Sheet URL and we'll paste it into the app. Now it will automatically refresh. This looks great, but one of the best parts about diagnostic schemas are that they organize your thinking. So let's go back to the drawing board. You probably noticed that some of these diagnoses can be further subcategorized into cardiac causes of chest pain and pulmonary causes of chest pain. If we wanted to redo this schema, we'd have to completely redraw and reorganize. But if we go back to our Google Sheets, this is easy. We'll just add a cardiac node and a pulmonary node. Then connect these to the chest pain node. Finally, then connect the other diagnoses to their correct subcategories. You can also click Sort to organize these nodes into a more logical list, but this is not necessary for the app. Head back to the app, click Refresh, and it will automatically redraw. You can keep adding nodes and subcategories to make your schema better, but you can also add different notes and colors as well. Maybe you want to remind yourself of some pertinent diagnostic findings or some further subcategories. You can also color the nodes based on their etiology inspired by the vitamins mnemonic. However, the names category is the only required information. All the others are optional. Note that it is important to not edit the gray boxes. Finally, when we're happy with the content of our schema, we can customize how it looks under the Adjust tab. You can make it wider or narrower with the slider, or you can stack nodes if you have many diagnoses. You can zoom or move the schema with your mouse and reset to the default zoom with the black box in the upper right corner. Looks great. Now you can save your schema as a PDF and share it. If you forget to save it or want to edit it in the future, no problem. Just come back to the app, add in your Google Sheets URL, and click Refresh. And this is only the beginning. You can share your Google Sheet for others to edit or copy, And in a case conference, you could even have multiple people editing one schema together to work through and organize your thoughts about a particular case. And your schema would actually update in real time like this. If you have any problems, comments, suggestions, or just find the app useful, please let me know. It's always a work in progress, and the code is all publicly available on my GitHub. Thanks for checking it out. All of the links are in the description below.